Let's go. You know today's show is sponsored by SeatGeek. Come on, man. I'm talking about the top-rated ticketing app. 28 million downloads, over 70,000 events offered. Y'all heard me talk about them just last show. I said I used them this weekend, all right? I needed parking passes for the game. Now this week, we got another one right here in the city, and I'm super excited about it. Might need a couple of tickets, so let me just see what we got as options, and that is the beautiful part about the app. You can see everything that you're looking for in terms of the value of the seats, if you think the seats are good or not, everything about that. But more importantly, I got a promo code. I got something for you. And it's simple. When it's your first time using the app, you download it, use the promo code Moats, you get $20 off of your first order. It is that simple, man. All right. So you see the promo code, you already know the app, but now let's get back to regularly scheduled programming. I want to talk to TaNeisha right now. So you know what, man? Let me get her ready. Let me get her up here. Y'all know what time it is, man. We are joined right now by TaNeisha from At Really Football. Shout out to you. How are you doing today?
Let me make sure my mic is working. Let me make sure my mic is working. I think this probably sounds a little better.
That sounds better right there. Yeah, there we good.
I am here to represent diversity, okay, on this channel. That is what I'm here to represent. Okay? Diversity on this channel. So welcome, everyone. If you haven't seen me, here I am. Also, I am here for the fun because Moats is like, I know I'm about to have fun when I talk to her. Because let me tell you something. We are going to laugh. We are going to have a good time. This is football. Football is fun. And even if you lose, we're still winning because we still get to enjoy the sport. Our bodies aren't at rest. Nothing like we get to. This is like enjoyment. So like enjoy it. I feel like I just feel like I had therapy for like a solid 10 minutes while I was waiting for my computer to get set up. And I'm like, sign up for all of this. So I am just here to bring the diversity. I am just here because, as the chat says, my cannons are usually out. So what? I am just here for all of it.
And you know what? This isn't after a win, so we're in a good space. We're in a happy space right now.
And listen, I'm on timing today, okay? I'm here for all the BS, all right? So whatever's out will be out, okay? We talked about headboards yesterday. We talked about this Colts. Well, we talked about D and the Colts. We talked about getting smashed, the Steelers getting smashed on offense. Like, I'm here for all of that today, okay? So I am here to be petty because that is the type of day that I've had. So let's do this, okay? We're gonna get blown out by the Colts, right? Because we suck and we're trash. So like, we could at least enjoy it. Like, so we at least gotta laugh, enjoy it, be fine. Rod mentioned the D, and since then I feel great.
Oh God!
Any other questions? So why are we so sad? Like, come on, people. Like, life is supposed to be lived and laughed and experienced, right? So, like, I'm here for it all. Yeah. I am here for it all because right now our defense is half cocked, but that's okay because that is a football term, and that is okay. Okay, we would do anything to have anybody in holes right now because we don't have anyone. Okay, so listen. I am here on timing. Any other questions? How are we doing? How are you? I caught the. Listen, sometimes you just need a little bit of like, let's loosen it up a little bit. Loosen it up a little bit. Tight is usually better, but let's loosen it up a little bit. Let's have some fun. This is football. Stop forgetting about football, people. Let's stop forgetting that football is fun. And you can use any innuendo you want to, okay? Because it's football and it's fun.
Because it's football.
And it's funny.
It's football.
And this isn't like relax. It's so much more fun when you can relax. So just relax. It's okay. In all facets, it's so much fun when you relax. So anyways, here we go. We can be Browns fans right now. We could be freaking Panthers fans right now. We could be the Houston Texans that can't do anything right at this time. Are you kidding me? Like, Come on, let's not lose. Let's focus. Let's get locked in.
There we go.
Listen,
There we go.
We've whined, we've complained, we've done all the stuff. Let's stop whining. Let's stop complaining. Let's get locked back in. If we want our team to lock in, let's lock in. Like, why don't we do that? Why don't we focus? Let's just focus. Anyways, now I just come up here on a rant, laying it all out, letting it all hang out, letting it all be out, all of the stuff. And I'm here. You know what? I am here. And I will be honest and say, because now I'm just rambling. I watched our live yesterday, and the quality of work that we put together in that live yesterday. Okay.
Talk your talk.
You guys, okay. I'm going to say some things here. Moats, if you hate anything I'm saying, just take them off screen. There are moments whenever you're like doing content where it can get mundane a little bit, and it can be very repetitive, and it can be very much like, okay, let me look at the game. Let me analyze it. Let me talk about it. Let me do it. Let me say all the right things. Let me say all my bullets. Let me pop it all out there. Let me do all the things. I don't think we appreciate those sometimes where we are doing that, but let's just also talk about other stuff too. Let's also engage. Let's also bring in like the people in the comment section. Like I loved yesterday that I felt like we all had a show together. And you don't see that other places. I watch a ton of content because I'm a nerd and I love football and I will watch people and I want to know, like, I think I'm smarter than that. Yeah, like I think I can say it better than that. Okay, what they're trying to say is, and part of my craft that I do is I listen to other people talk about football and I listen to how they talk about it. And I'm like, the common person can't understand what the hell that person just said. But if I was to say it, I would say it like this. And that's how I train myself, right? Is like, I hear what they're saying in football terms. Like somebody was talking about cover two, and because the safety moved down to the cover two, then he went over to the other side of the field, it messed it up. Blah, blah. And in my mind, I was like, nobody understands that. What I would say is, if you look at cover two and you split the field, now we're playing half of the field and half of the field, right? That's how I would explain it.
It is.
So my point is like, I love this, right? I love being able to interact with you. And sometimes I'm like, what the hell am I doing talking to Arthur Moats about football? Like, what the hell am I doing?
Man. If you don't cut this out, we having a blast. We in the lab cooking. That's what we do.
But my point is like, that's how life works, right? Is like, that is, and that's what we should be celebrating. Like, did we lose last week? Yeah, we looked terrible. Did we look bad on Thursday night? Yeah. That's okay though. Let's regroup. Like, this is fun. Like, remember we waited all year for this. Do you guys remember February, March, April? Do you remember May?
The dark time of sports content. When we over here becoming hoopers. Talking about March Madness. Like, bro, we like football, man.
Yes,
we want to hit something.
Right. Exactly. So anyways, I'm just saying, like, let's not forget what this is like in April, in May, and June, and July. This is fun. Okay? I get to talk to Arthur Moats about football. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is fun.
Yeah, you are funny. You are funny.
I will be honest though. I will be honest, but I will be honest with you, Moats. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this on live, but I'm going to. I remember. So, okay, I obviously I went to a lot of Steelers games, a lot of things. Okay. So I remember when I went to one of the games once, right? I remember telling, and my dad remembers this, and this is why I'm saying this. There was one game, I can't remember the game. I probably have a picture or video, I don't know. And I told my dad, because when I go to games, I always watch the sidelines. Because I know what you're doing on the field. I can see that.
Right.
That's great. But I want to see what you do when you come off the field. Do you study? Do you go work with the team? Is everybody yelling at each other? Are you collaborating? Who's not interacting with who? What does it look like? How's it work? How's it structured? Because to me, that tells me more than I need to know. Is the coach coming over to talk to the whole team? Because now I know we're in freaking trouble, right? And there was a game where I very distinctively remember I was like, that guy always has energy. Who is that guy? And it was you. And I remember this is from years ago. And so I remember the first time I saw you on YouTube, I was like, there's no way he actually has that same energy that I like randomly remember in my brain from years ago. And you do. My point is like, you're human, we're humans, and all enjoying the same human experience. Don't forget to enjoy it. Don't let it pass you by. Like, don't miss this moment. We're going to miss this in February. No, because we're going to be playing in the Super Bowl. In May, we're going to be missing these moments. You know, like, we're going to miss this in April. So, like, we got this. Like, let's stay focused. Like, and then I randomly was like, you want to collaborate with me? And you were like, sure. And here we are. Like, whose life is this? You know, like, my point is like,
let's go.
I'm on the show and I'm just saying, like, it happens all the time. So like, it's not always good. It's not always great. It's not always perfect. It's not always that.
Mhm.
Who cares? Now it's time to fix it. Now it's time to fix it. Like, we're going to fix it. And if we don't fix it, we're still going to be having a good time. I know you don't want to, like, we're still going to be having a good time.
And I'll even go one step further. It's like, look, we want them to get it fixed. And of course, if they get it fixed, it's amazing. That's a blast. But if it doesn't get fixed, there is still fun in the job search, right?
Yes.
Think about post Big Ben. While Big Ben was here, it was the most boring time to talk free agency because we never had quarterbacks in play. It was like, yeah, we're not spending. We do what we do, right? Since Big Ben, we're like, which quarterback y'all want this year? We're going to the draft. It's a free agency. Jeffrey, it's like, yo, this is the most exciting time. So
exactly,
if it gets to the point where it's worth the doom and gloom, and we do move on from Coach Tom, we do move on from Terrell Austin, we do move on from some of the key pieces offensively and defensively. Well, heck, we all gonna be in it right here together.
Exactly.
Trying to make the best of it.
Laughing about it.
Like, TaNeisha, how you feel about this coach? Ah, man, he sucked over here. But what if he could go? It could work for him, right? He's never done it anywhere else, but you never know, right? And that's gonna be the fun part. But at the same time, if we turn this around, and not even turn it around, we're 4-3. It's not like we're 0-7 right now. We're 4-3, still in the one of your division. So let's say, so it's like, what if that just continues on? Then all of this like weird doom and gloom was for nothing. So it's like, just be where your toes are at, man, and take it one thing at a time. We can't assume it's going to be negative or assume it's going to be great. Let's just go through it 1 week at a time. And right now, it's been better than it's been worse through 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can keep it up for this cycle.
Yeah, so you were kind of on that before I came in, and I'm like, I'm just gonna kind of continue and say my 2 cents. And I just
you caught us on the mushy part. All right, we were getting mushy over here. That's how I was described. I was like, mushy. No,
I heard somebody in the chat that was like, or you were like, sometimes we're diversity over here, or whatever you were saying. I was like,
because it was like, yo, this is a Leah Warren. Shout out to Leah. She was like, yo, this is a diverse podcast because they weren't feeling some of how we ventured off to more of the life element of it. It's like, we ain't just talking ball. We don't want to just come here for 2 hours just talk ball. That's not fun.
That's so
nobody wants to hear me just talk ball. I could talk that to you blue in the face. You'd be like, Moats, I don't want to hear all that, man. So yeah, we're gonna switch and get a little diverse. And I was highlighting the diversity of the team, the new members. I was like, prior to the new, swap up, it was just it was me and my homie D. Like, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
He graduated, got wings. Shout out to him and his channel, right? For those that miss him, y'all can find him. But for everyone else, it's like, yo, we got new pieces over here, man. Mark is a different vibe. You are a different vibe. TG's a different vibe. Tyler. So it's like, across the board, we got all these different pieces. So that's the thing that was highlighting with the diverse comment. All right. But now we back and now we locked in. Yeah. And now I'm here with you. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And it's okay. And it's okay. And so it is. I'm just chiming in on the like, it's fine. And do I get mad when we lose? Absolutely. But you know what I've realized in life? Life is so much more fun when you're laughing. It is so much more fun. It is so much easier. Sign me up for the laughing. Like, am I pissed? Yes. Do I want to cuss out everybody if I could? Yes. Do I want to act like I can do the job better than them? Yes. Also, yes. Do I want to act like I should be called up on to call the defense? Yes. Okay. I get all those things too. But at the end of the day, I can't do any of that. So now I'm just going to laugh and enjoy what I can do. That's just how I feel. So,
and I'll be sitting here watching the game, feeling the same way at times. Like, yeah, I might would have went with this one versus that, or I could have seen being more aggressive here, or you know what, I probably would have been a little bit more conservative in this approach. Did you have to go that route? But hey, it ain't my job. My job is to be entertained, and if it's not entertaining, I can voice it, and there is nothing wrong with one or the other. We just tell you what works for us. All right, from our experiences. Being able to find the positivity and laugh through the madness is a lot better than being negative and losing your mind in the madness. That's all. Because either way, you're gonna have to go through the madness. Either way, it's dark over there. Either way, all right.
It is, and so that's anyways. Like, we all deal with, and the other thing is too, we all deal with loss different. Like, I'm really good in a crisis. Like, really, crisis. Literally, my house was on fire. My younger sister called me. She's like, "What should I do?" And I'm like, "Call 911. I'm on my way." Like, that's how problem solve-ish I am.
Yo, we're gonna do this and that. That's what you need.
And that is how I am. And so for me, I solve problems. So I don't live in the whiny, poor me. I don't occupy that space often. It takes me all of maybe whatever minute, and then I got to kick it up. I got to go. I'm also a middle child. Like, I got things to do. And so it's
shout out to the it makes sense I'm a middle child. Shout out to middle child. Y'all know, if you're a middle child, you know this. You don't get no handouts, you ain't get no sympathy.
You
You feel me?
time.
You already know the drill. You already know what the drill is. So that's gotta play into this because I'm like, yo, you'll be speaking like I'll be thinking a lot. Like, yo, I relate to that right there. I relate to all that. I'm like, you middle child? Makes sense.
So
Makes sense. All
and
you
I know
firstborns
everyone
out here, all you firstborns and babies out here, y'all don't get no love over
they
here.
don't get
We don't
it.
care about
They
y'all.
don't get it.
We don't
They
care
don't
about
get
y'all.
it. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it. Yeah, and that's why everyone's like, "Do you like? How can you be happy winning? No one's happy winning. I'm happy that we get another chance, or losing. I'm happy that we get another chance. I'm happy that the loss doesn't have to stay with me. I can recover because for me, a loss is a loss in the moment. It's not a loss forever. That's my mentality. Let's go. Let's move it. Like that sucked. Amazing. Now, how are we going to move it the other direction? So, anyways. So that's how I feel today. So I am here to talk about the Colts, and I'm here, somebody asked me if I'm a fembot.
Like she's only here for one thing only, okay, guys? She's pushing the ball. She's taking over the football world one woman at a time, all right? She's gonna let you guys know what time she's on.
I just saw that. I'm so behind on the chat. My chat's not moving, by the way, but it got stuck on that. It's like,
y'all are funny,
TaNeisha really a fembot? That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. I love this place. This is the best.
Yo, let's go.
I think I'm real. I mean, I think I'm real. I might have been created. I don't know.
Look, I think you're real. Anthony's showing you love also, man. He dropping the TaNeisha emoji in the building. All right, so you here, you real. She ain't no film. She really like that, all right? She no ball. Okay, so show us
I just like to have a good time. So, anyways, how are we feeling? Like we have the Colts this week, right? No one's gonna ever pick us to win. We're
Vegas already has this. Vegas already has this home underdogs. 3 points is the spread.
Wow,
what's your energy? I know. I was like, man, I thought it'd been like 23 personally, but either way, what's your thoughts though? What's your energy? I always like to, they say chivalry isn't dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel this way. If we see the Steelers that we've seen the last 2 weeks, we can't win this game. We just can't because it's just not good enough. And we just can't. It's just not it. Okay. It's just not it. And so that's kind of where I'm at. Then, like I usually do, I've been watching the Colts play this whole year. I've kind of seen them. They have a lot of explosive plays. They're dynamic. Their offense looks fantastic. The running game looks fantastic. They look fantastic. I think they have like a top 5 offense right now. And it looks like a top 5 offense. Okay. So like, I'm not sitting here acting like, it looks like that. However, if you're somebody that gets up for challenges, and if you're somebody that says that you're the best, and if you're somebody that you're in the NFL to compete and to prove to everybody that you're the best, these are the games that you get fired up for. This is it. Like that. And so for me, when I look at the Steelers team, I'm like, yes, are the Colts good? Yes, they're a good football team. In a lot of ways, statistically, they're better than the Packers.
Yeah.
And so they're a great football team. So I don't want to say anything without saying they are a good football team right now. They're playing great football. They're doing a lot of things well. They're getting takeaways. They're getting a lot of yards put on them, but they're getting a lot of turnovers. So it's kind of this weird thing right now. And then the other thing about them that when I was just kind of researching and thinking about some things is their secondary is where they're weak at. Their secondary, they're 29th in pass defense.
Yep.
So if we need to look for some things where it's like, okay, where are we going to be better? Where can we be better? Their pass defense is one of the things. They have some injuries there. Their pass defense isn't very good. So 29th, that's helpful. They do have a solid offensive line. And when I say solid, I probably mean best. Like,
I was about to say.
Like top tier.
That's a nice way to talk about that. Pretty good.
Like top tier. Like a lot of people say first, some people say second. So like good offensive line, stable, right? They're not beating themselves. They're not turning the ball over. They're getting turnovers. Like my point is like we're going to have to choose kind of like our spots, in my opinion. What we can't do though is play like we've been playing. And so I think whatever that mitigation is, we have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I will say too is if we can get in the red zone, they're also 30th in red zone defense. So that's another thing where it's like, if our offense is up to this, and if our offense is going to accept this challenge, our defense has to match it. Now, do I want them to win everything? Absolutely. Do I want them to win every matchup? Absolutely. But they're a great football team. So, like, sometimes you kind of have to manage your expectations of what you're in for, right? Like, this might be a 12-round fight, and that's okay, right? Because we've seen 12-round. I watch UFC. Sometimes there's a 5-round championship fight.
Let's go.
And you're looking at it, and you're looking at both guys or both gals, both of them. You can tell they've been in a fight. Nobody knows who's going to win. It's a tight fight, and then it's 48-47, or it's right
Seriously,
there, and that's okay. We don't have to blow out teams when you're playing a great team. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, the other thing is too, is they're electric. I'll give it to them. I mean, chunk plays, moving the ball down the field. It's almost like a well-oiled machine. It's just I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it. It is. Yeah. They look great. And some people will be like, it's Daniel Jones. It's not really true. It's not really real. It's showing itself to be true right now. It's showing itself to be true. And I'm believing it because I've seen proof of concept. And every single week, in my opinion, I see a different wrinkle. I see them get a little bit better. Or every game, I'm like, okay, this is the game, right? Hasn't happened yet. We could be that game, but right now hasn't happened. So they look good. So anyways, those are kind of my thoughts about like just where I think they're at. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it needs to be a tough game. The Steelers can move the ball against the Colts because people have been moving the ball against the Colts, but the defense they have to show up. They're like obviously no turnovers and all that. Yeah. But the defense has to show up. They have to do something to knock this offense out of rhythm because they're in rhythm, perfectly in rhythm, flawlessly in rhythm.
Yes.
So those are my 2 cents.
No, I like that a lot. And trust me, you're spot on. Once again, this is what I always like when you go first. I'm like, let me just hear you first. I'm like, oh yeah. As soon as you started talking, she was like, well, they do allow some yardage, but they do a really good job of getting turnovers. The O-line is pretty dang good. I'm like, yep. Like, only 9 sacks allowed. They can rush past 23 sacks on the season thus far. They are balanced in the trenches for certain. +8 though, turnover margin. That's the big deal. We talk about why our record was what it was prior to 2 weeks ago. We were +5 at one point in the turnover margin. Now we know that's kind of shifting a little bit, but that's where we were. So the turnovers for both teams are going to be monumental. That is one of the things that has really been why the Colts point spread when you're watching them win has been so large. Offensively, it's explosive, but it's just efficient. They don't waste possessions. If they have 10 possessions, they're scoring 9 of them. Right. And it's not always touchdowns. They'll kick a field goal, but they're just constantly scoring. So it makes you feel under pressure. You always feel like I can't take my foot off the pedal. And because it's running the football before they hit you with the explosive passes, you always feel like that clock's turning too. And it's like, man, you sitting on that sideline. So that's the part where they win the time of possessions at times as well. The other thing that I would say is this: piggybacking on O-line, piggybacking on just the team as a whole, I just feel like they're playing with a ton of confidence. In Indianapolis, they don't believe that they're not supposed to be 7-1. In Indianapolis, they don't believe that they weren't supposed to go out to LA to the Chargers 2 weeks ago and beat them on the road convincingly. They don't believe that they weren't supposed to do that. They think that they are that good. Daniel Jones does not care about what people say about him from New York and any other stop prior to here. He is playing with a high level of confidence, and he looks like a top draft pick. Why he was picked where he was picked? Because it's like, he has a big arm. He's athletic as well, but the confidence that he has and his receivers are making plays. When we talk about scheme, right? Hey, do you think the Colts are going to come in here and surprise us with anything they want to do offensively? I know we only say that the Steelers are predictable. The Colts offensively and defensively are extremely predictable. It's going to be inside zone. It's going to be outside zone. It's going to be the stretch play to the right, or actually everything goes to the left. The majority of the plays will go to the left because that's where Quentin Olsen is. All right. A lot of their runs go right behind him. It is very simple what they're trying to do. After that, they're going to play action pass. They throwing it down the grass to Michael Pittman Jr. or Alec Pierce. It's one or the other. And them big body dudes are boxing you out and looking like Mike Evans out that joint. That's what that. It's simple what they doing. Defensively, they want to try to give you the regular base on first down, or they'll walk that safety up, nickel up to kind of give you the 5-man front to everybody one-on-one. And then when it's second long or third and long, they want to walk everybody up, double mug. Look, it's Lou Aruma, excuse me. Used to be in Cincinnati with Mayu Luga and all them dudes. And it's the same look. Double A gap, everybody up there is window dressing. He's not ever zero blitzing this simulated pressure. He goes, this guy drops out. He goes, that guy drops out. That's all that is. But once again, can you stop it? Right? Because I know.
So you said they're predictable.
I know it's only a Steelers game. Only the Steelers have this issue. I'm like, Lou been doing this forever. I remember when Lou was doing this. Cincinnati with the Oak. I know Lou. We definitely know Lou. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that one. Yep. Hasn't changed a bit. The only thing that's changed is he hasn't been at the same location for 20 years. That's the only thing that's different. So it feels new because it's in Indianapolis. But I'm like, nope, I know exactly what that is. Yeah. So that's this league, man. All coaches have tendencies. All coaches have calling courts. But the execution, the players, the personnel matters. Offensively, this Colts team is the exact same as it's been 3 years ago. The difference is Daniel Jones' quarterback play is the best that they've had in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You think about the quarterbacks they've dealt with, some of those super older guys, right? Whether it was Matt Ryan, whether it was Phillip Rivers. Then they went the super young route. Let's try this guy. Let's try that guy. It's like, Daniel Jones is playing at a very high level right now. When you talk about his accuracy on the deep over, he's hitting guys in the numbers. He's leading guys. When you talk about him throwing the jump ball with great air and allowing his receivers chances to legitimately make plays, it's showing up. So it's like, regardless of how we may personally feel about Daniel Jones, it's like, yo, he is playing at a high level right now, and that offense is responding. And then Jonathan Taylor, if he played any other position, if he played wide receiver, he'll be talked about way more, right? If he played quarterback, he'd be the MVP favorite. But because he plays running back, nobody cares about the 800 plus yards that he already has right now and the 11,100 touchdowns he already ran for. If I see the, you know he's going to do a celebration, right?
Yeah.
We see it all the time because he's been scoring a ton of touchdowns, right? So we know what they bring. We know how they want to try to attack us. But the flip side is like, yo, I look at that as the exciting part, because when it's simple like this is one of those mano y manos. You have to, look, I know y'all gonna kill me when I say this one. You're gonna have to win your one-on-one. I know. It's gonna be Cam Hayward one-on-one at times versus Quentin Nelson. You're gonna have to not give up movement. I know it's gonna be some times where you're gonna have Jonathan Taylor one-on-one with the safety in the alley. You know how many times Jonathan Taylor this season has stepped around safeties? Derwin James, one of my favorite safeties included, he stepped around him for a touchdown. Okay, now y'all know the safety that we currently have, right? We're gonna see, but it's simple in terms of what they want to do. Hey, when the receivers are going down the grass, it's one-on-one. It's not a ton of separation. TaNeisha, you've seen it. Yeah. TaNeisha, it ain't 30 yards separation. It's big guy on little guy. And can the big guy win the box out jump ball, or can the little guy win it? That's what that is. Now, granted, we typically have 6 foot and higher corners, right? We talk about JPJ, talk about Jalen Ramsey and company. So we'll see. But you see what they try to do. It's like, I like that. But I'm with you though. You can for sure be able to move the ball on them though. You can move the ball.
Yeah, we're gonna. And that's the thing. And it's like, I feel like if the defense ever wanted to show up and start making their mark and start reappearing and start whatevering, this is the game. And I'm gonna say something, and it's not a disrespect to anybody that plays for the Colts. On offense, nobody really scares me but Jonathan Taylor. Nobody else really scared. Like nobody else is like a Jamar Chase. Nobody else, like, you know what I mean? Like Jonathan Taylor's, he's great. He's fantastic. Like all the kudos, you got it, bro. Like fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Like go do you, do you, boo.
You can start on any team in the league. You're that guy.
You got it. Okay, cool. But everybody else is just kind of, they're in this isn't a knock on them. I'm just saying that if the Steelers defense wants to step up and come back to play football this year, this would be a great game to make that appearance, because I think that there's opportunities, and I think that this is the moment, and at some point you have to show up. Like, that's just how this works. Like, I mean, we could talk about it all day, but if that defense isn't going to do anything, I think the offense will be able to score points. I don't know.
And if you look throughout the season, teams have scored on the Colts. It hasn't been frequently, but teams have been able to score on them. Teams have been able to move the ball on them. The flip side is the Colts score a lot of points back, though.
Right.
It's like
they've scored
so
more.
I want to say they're going to keep putting that pressure on, and their explosive plays, they come in a multitude. Like you said, the receivers could do it, but you watch Jonathan Taylor, it's like, dude hit you from 80, from 60. You like, man, that's special. And that's why they look as good as they do right now. But you're right. Jonathan Taylor is the most important piece of that offense. He is why the play action pass works. He is why those receivers get the one-on-ones they do, because you have to play an extra defender in the box versus the Colts. Teams that try to stay with a too high look and play their small ball, the Colts offensive line is mollywopping them. They're moving people out the way, gaping holes. Okay, gaping. All right, plenty of people could be in them holes at the same time. That type of situation, right? Whereas the flip side is like, yeah, man, for us, we better make sure that that's not how it looks. Okay.
Yes.
Because we know our back end in terms of the tackling and some of the questions that we're going to be putting out there, right? So that's the part where it's like, yo, the gap responsibilities even more significant. You hear the same things. It's like, yo, football is really basic fundamentals. At this level, the fundamentals matter way more. I know we want to get to like the who's going to go off and have 3 touchdowns. It's like, yo, who's the most fundamental in this matchup?
Right.
That's like, you got to get to that. Now, hopefully it could be us, but we got a lot of new pieces on our back end right now. That's the other part of it. We just made our trade for Kyle Duggar. Shout out to that. Jabril Peppers probably get some opportunities this week. It's like, these are all new pieces. These aren't guys that have been here throughout the whole journey. So with that, there are going to be some ups and downs with that.
Yeah. and I think too, this is like a good complementary football game too, because I think that the defense being scored on is the defense being scored on. Yeah. Fantastic. But that means the offense needs to kind of they need to also move the ball down the field. If for no other reason, we need the points. And we need that time for the defense to kind of get it back together. Spoiler, the Colts are going to score points. They're going to score points. But we need our defense to be able to do what they need to do so the offense, like this is in my opinion, based on the games that we played so far, maybe Seattle was kind of like this at the time we played them. This is kind of we have to have a complete game because everything has to work together here. We can't afford usually we're like, the defense, but the offense really excelled. So we can't have that. It has to be, everybody kind of has to kind of do their job. And one thing we cannot do is turn the ball over. Like
that's when we lose. The past 2 games, think about the past 2 games. We talked about Cincinnati. We lost the turnover battle, right? 2 turnovers to 0. When we don't win the turnover battle and we don't get any form of splash, it kills us. We look at this Green Bay matchup. We had the turnover. We didn't have the splash plays, and we look at how we came up short. That's who we are. Until we can, find even more talent across the board, right? Because everybody's like, yo, just throw the talent out there. It's like, yeah, we're gonna find that guy. Yep, he's waiting out there in free agency right now. He just nobody knows about it except us. Okay, that's the only thing. Nobody knows about it except us. But it's like, yeah, man, that happens, right?
Yeah.
That happens. But this will be a good week though, because you're going to have to prepare with urgency, right? This isn't the game where people get to say, hey, man, we feel better than this or we feel better because of that. But, traditionally, this is where you get the Tomlin wins. This is where he rallies and gets those guys motivated because everybody has to prepare with that type of urgency. But you can't turn the ball over. You got to play clean. That is for sure this week. But I like that for us. I also like the fact that we're going to continue to get clarity. If the team is viewed as less than when we win, it's an excuse. When the team is viewed as better, it's like, yo, let's find out. Because when we win this one, what could be the new excuse, right? Because the Colts have proven that they can win on the road or at home. They've proven that they have a style that travels. I personally think we match up well in certain elements. I'm concerned about the run part more so because of our interior D tackles. They haven't been the most consistent. And that's one of the challenges when you're facing this team. Gap responsibility and winning those one-on-ones versus their guards. But I do feel a lot better about the quick passing attack that we've seen the past 2 weeks. Flacco and Love the weapons that they've had, along with who they are as quarterbacks, to me, operate in that space a lot better, a lot more consistently. I do feel like with Daniel Jones, I'm not all the way sold on that.
That's fair.
I do feel like, man, we should be able to create a little bit more of a feeling of urgency for him. And that's where I want to see, okay, you do it well when it's on schedule. You do it well when all the variables are working in your favor. Let's just see if we can muck it up a little bit, because history has shown that the Steelers find ways to muck it up a lot and make those games feel weird. And
I
that's
do
what I
think
want
the
to see.
uglier the better. Yeah, the uglier the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The uglier. Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you think even the Green Bay game, it wasn't pretty in the first 3 quarters. It was kind of sluggish, it was kind of weird, it was kind of nasty, and it was like, yo, that's our game versus those type of teams. Because talent for talent, we're not going to just sit here and say, okay, which quarterback do you like? All right, yeah, we like our quarterback. Cool. Which running back do you like? Which offensive line do you like? Which wide receivers group do you like? Which tight end do you like? Well, let's talk defense. Man, okay, they're cheaper over there. Thank God, they're cheaper. They're a lot cheaper, right? But it's like, man, the way that we've been playing,
right? The way that we've been playing. I mean, at this point, I mean, you and I could probably go out there and maybe get a yard. I mean,
you'd be like,
we can figure out.
We don't necessarily have the most confidence when we just start naming all these things. So it's like, okay, well, when there isn't that, how do you find a way to make up the difference? And you make it up by the margins, winning within the margins, the turnovers, the penalties. That's how you close the gap. Time of possession. If you have a chance to maintain it, man, you got to maintain these drives. That's how you do it, because by maintaining the drive, not only does it make their offense have a less possession, it makes their offense have to be perfect even more. True. Because now you don't get 10 possessions. Now you may be getting 8. Man, instead of getting 8, maybe you're getting 6. And if I can just limit that, that's 2 less possessions. That's a big difference at this level. 2 extra possessions. Why you think 1 turnover or 2 turnovers matter so much? If I can minimize to where you don't get to snap that ball at least 6 times plus, it's like, yo, thank the Lord, because everybody at this level is talented, man. Everybody. So those are the things that you're thinking of strategy-wise. And these are all the things that Coach Tom is going to be telling these guys, man. But once again, you, me, the chat, y'all hear what it is. We know what it is. Can you execute it?
You gotta execute.
That's the thing. And if you can't, and that repeats, then that's when you start making pieces move. You think the Steelers were okay with the safety play this past week? No. That's why even though Deshaun Elliott is down and they still have the 2 guys that went in, they still did what? They say, yo, let's go make a trade for a guy that has started. Not a depth guy, not a rotational guy. They say, yo, let me call a guy that has started, has been productive, coming off of, a massive contract extension just a year ago, $458 million. We talked about the cornerback play. It's like, yo, they're going to bring pieces in if it's not up to standard.
And for everybody who was like, the Steelers, like, they don't know anything. They're terrible. I'm like, so they saw a problem, went to go get a solution to the problem. So does that mean that they see exactly what we see? Absolutely. Like, stop assuming they don't know what's going on. Like, we always are like, they don't know what's going on. They do know what's going on.
The amount of people that were hitting on my man Chuck Clark and Wild thing, yo, that's not a starter. That does not belong out. You can't put it. I'm like, bro, it was in the middle of the game. The injury happened. What we're gonna do? Call Batman? Like, who the hell was gonna call? You gotta throw somebody out there. You want Nick Herbig? Put Nick Herbig in saves, because Nick Herbig is a great player. Just throw him out there on the field. Just put him out there anyway. It's like, bro. So it's like, I get that, but it's like, man, and it's like, okay, well, what about Peppers? And it's like, yo, he was also just here 3 weeks ago. Like, there's a lot of new pieces, man. It's like, yo, everybody's getting up to speed. Everybody.
Jack Sawyer, he's big enough. He can hang out.
I'll be like. I just feel like it's a process, man.
Right. We always there's these big statements. They don't even know what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. Right. They don't know. And then they make a move, but no one's like, hey, okay, maybe they
actually do know what they're doing, right?
Oh, maybe they saw what we saw on national TV.
We complained about quarterback play these past few years. They went and waited on Aaron Rodgers and got him in here. And it's like, man, they know what they're doing, right? Man, maybe give them a little bit of credit.
By the way, did we get the wide receiver too? Did he sign?
Another
receiver?
And look, that's supposed to be done, right? We're waiting on Schefter to come back and say he officially put it in paper officially, but it's like, yo, we got MVS. Like you see in the conversation, like, so once again, it's
to me like they were trying.
they're listening. And I know we want Randy Moss. That's the guy that we're supposed to sign in free agency. It's like, if y'all can show me where he was at and where he was available within reason, it's like, go get him. But we don't always match our expectations with like how we can actually execute to get to that finish line. But as a whole, it's like, yeah, man, they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because for me, you, and for the viewers, when it doesn't go right, we are going to have fun talking about job searches, who should and should not be employed, and all these other things. But for those people, it's their life.
But why
That's
are we
their
like
livelihood.
this?
You know what I mean? You know how it is. But
we're like,
but
okay, we need to flip the switch. Got it.
yeah.
Cool.
But like for them, but for them, they're not trying to lose. Think about it. They are trying to do everything within their control to make sure that this team wins every game convincingly, because it's their livelihood. Wives, girlfriends, kids, school, trips, like whatever you're looking at, it's like, yo, all of that is on the line for these guys, coaches included. That's why you don't really hear me do a lot of like, yo, he sucks, fire him. It's like, yo, because when you live there, you like, bro, there's a certain level of respect. You like, I ain't even playing that. But at the same time, man, when the play reflects, yo, yeah, you got to move on from this guy, that is legit. But to me, it's like, yeah, man, these dudes, they trying their hardest right now, man. So let's see. And I give them the benefit of the doubt, because under Coach Thomas specifically, the track record has reflected them figuring it out. And we talking as if we not even still first in the division right now. That's the funny part. I'm like, yeah, we are literally in week 9 and we're still the one of the division right now.
That's true. I also just looked up the whole wide receiver thing, and it looks like he hasn't signed. He's supposed to sign. Looks like he hasn't signed. And then an hour ago, they asked Aaron Rodgers, and he said he would be excited to have him. He loves him. So I don't know what's going on.
So we're still waiting on it. All right, because Shefty hitting us, man. He letting us know it's a lot of smoke over there. We just don't know if it's official pen to paper. MVS has been chilling.
He hasn't signed yet. No. Okay, cool.
I like it though. I like it because either way, we still in the action. We still in the business. No different than when we were doing the Gabe Davis phone calls, bringing them in multiple times as well, man. But it just piggybacks on what you were saying. We're not just wasting time. We're actually trying. You guys are trying, man. So that's the vibe. That for sure is the vibe. I'll just say, man, a couple of matchups we will see. And for sure, these aren't even, weird. These are basics. But when I tell you, these basic tail matchups are going to tell us a lot come Sunday. Oh, baby. Yeah. So I'll start with the first one. I just put safeties because we're going to have a mix of Chuck Clark, Juan Thornhill, Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers, and Jalen Ramsey's going to get some better option. So I just put safeties versus Jonathan Taylor, because I'm not as concerned about Jonathan Taylor when our D linemen get a chance to tackle him, our LBs get a chance to tackle him, because those guys do a good job once you get your hands on them, bringing them down. The issue, though, is when he's one-on-one with the safeties. That's where he's been electric, not just this season, throughout his career. Right. That one-on-one in the alley where it's 10 to 15 yards of space in terms of the vertical distance and about 10 yards of width. It is extremely challenging to tackle Jonathan Taylor one-on-one like that. And a lot of these dudes have seen it, man. So that's the one where I'm like, we got to be able to tackle. Got to be able to tackle that one. Yeah. So hopefully all them dudes can come in that hole and make that play. All right, there you go. So the next one, though.
But why you got to come in the hole, though? Why you got to come in the hole and make the play?
So you can make the play, man. So you can make the play, all right? That's how you make the play. Because if you're slow to it, now he's running through the hole, and now he's making a play. All right, you see, this is football talk. That's how we do it. Okay, that's
but we want him to come first before. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
you
gotta get in that hole. Okay, I got you.
All right.
Okay.
Next up, Cam Hayward. Now, this is one where historically Cam has done an excellent job in this matchup, but the flip side is this. Quentin Nelson isn't the rookie anymore. Quentin Nelson isn't young anymore. And Quentin Nelson has continued to hear this every single time this matchup happens because of how much Cam dominated Quentin Nelson early on. Quentin goes on that left side of that offensive line for them. A lot of their runs downhill hit off of that left side following Quentin Nelson. It's no surprise.
This chat.
Yo, they are wild. Y'all are wild smiling in chat. I love it. I love it.
Reading Rod's comment and then he's seeing the next comment. I'm like, what?
I looked at,
Sorry.
hey, look, I was looking at Purity 6. He's like, yo, I'm just like, yo, shout out to Purity 6. All right, I'm just shout out to Purity 6, bro. You are funny. Y'all are funny. That's why I was just trying to just power through it.
Yeah,
just power through it. You're like, yep, just we're gonna let the chat it up, okay? We'll let the chat it up.
I was like, oh crap, it took me off. Sorry, go for it. Yes.
Yep. And shout out to you too, Tom J. Shout out to you too. Just know that we know, all right? But that's that part of it though, all right? So Cam Hayward for sure has to win this one-on-one part of him versus Quentin Nelson, because if not, Jonathan Taylor will be coming through that whole long and hard all night and having a party at the red zone. We don't want that at all, all right? From there, Patrick Queen. We love PQ because he's the athletic guy.
Okay, yeah.
But specifically this week, man, he's going to have some situations where Tyler Warren, he's going to have to handle that dude, man. And Tyler is an athletic, really good tight end, just like the new model of, unicorn tight ends. But the thing is this, PQ's eyes have to be good versus play action pass. Tyler Warren wins with one-on-one, but he's cooking a lot versus zone concepts because of the run fake, LBs getting sucked up, not having the eyes, and then not being able to get back for Tyler when he's running those overs and stuff like that. PQ has to be locked in on that. PQ has to be sharp on that because he produces a lot of, yardage and just plays for them, man. And that's another easier target for Daniel Jones versus making him have to be accurate 30, 40 yards downfield. We want him to throw that deep ball more because it's a harder pass to complete. The probabilities of it in comparison to that tight end at that 15 yards, middle of the field, that right there, way higher probability of success unless you intentionally take it away. And that's why I'm looking at PQ for that. From there, we switch to our offense. I was supposed to talk Broderick, but I watched Broderick block Micah Parsons. Forgive me for feeling confident in Broderick Jones, okay? I'm sorry.
No need to talk about him.
And so as much as I should come with me like, Quiddy Pay, Latu, it's like, I just seen this dude block Micah Parsons, and 2 weeks before that, he had Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett just had 5 sacks last week. I'm sorry. I'm going to give Broderick a break this week, okay? So, sue me, okay? But Broderick, you chill this week. I got to go to the interior part of this O-line, okay? Interior part, because you know how the interior part gets. I know how you know how it gets, okay? You even on your reaction video, you talked about the interior part, okay? Well, they happen to have a pretty good interior D tackle by the name of DeForest Buckner. He's pretty daggone good, high pedigree guy, multiple contract guy, a lot of success kicking butt versus the run and the pass with this guy. And it should be Isaac Seumalo, but there's a chance it might be Spencer Anderson. So I'm going to just put a slash because we know Seumalo's been banged up, right? Dealing with a little pecky. And Spencer, if Seumalo can't go, it's going to be Spencer, right? And if Seumalo can't finish, it's going to be Spencer, okay? So either way, we got 2-on-1, okay? Mm-hmm. Not everybody likes a 2-on-1 situation, so we're going to find out how DeForest feels about these two gentlemen at the same time. But they better be locked in because DeForest isn't your regular person that you just 2-on-1, all right? You better make sure you pack a hard hat and a lunch pail because he's a full day's work, all right? So that's that. But I like to say Seumalo and Spencer, okay? I like them. I'm hopeful, all right? Good energy. I'm hopeful. It's Halloween weekend. They got to give me something. Give me a treat, okay? Give me something good.
Please. Please. And I'm not above begging. Please.
You know what I'm saying? But then, with all the chaos, with all of the, all these matchups, a lot of them sound heavily in favor of the opposition. I know. I like to end it on a positive note. I like to end it on an upstroke, okay? So with that, shout out to DK Metcalf because, baby, you getting you a rookie, an undrafted guy making his 4th career start in the National Football League. Jonathan Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Jonathan Edwards. I hope your parents are so proud of you, man. Like, your people get to watch you.
You made it, bro.
Dream. You did that, man. Salute you, baby. Salute you. So with that, you are the lucky recipient of the DK Metcalf sweepstakes.
Congratulations.
So the way it works is like this. When DK is lined up on Jonathan Edwards, that's the guy that you want to take the shots on, okay? That's the guy. Is he okay? Yeah, he's professional. Absolutely. He had a couple of PBUs, I think 2 of them on the season, right? Really cool guy, right? Making his 4th career start Okay. Fourth grade out of Tulane. Shout out to Tulane. All right.
Yeah, shout out to
all my
that
Tulaneans
university.
out there.
Mhm.
Shout
Shout
out
out.
to Tulane. Okay. Shout out to Tulane. But, ladies and gents, this is what we gotta have. Okay. So when you see the number 35 in the secondary, okay, that's his number. I don't want y'all to be guessing like, yo, which number is he most? I can't read it. I don't want you to guess it's number 35. Okay, make it easy for 35. Okay. So when DK smashed him on that one, we gotta have it.
Yeah, we want to welcome him to Pittsburgh. We want to welcome him to Pittsburgh.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, good
That's
Pittsburgh
the one we gotta
welcome.
have.
Yeah.
That's the one. So other than that, we should be good. So you heard the matchups. 4 of them. Make sure you write.
What is your, so like I always ask you, what is your biggest concern? What is the one matchup where you're like, if this one is probably like, this one has to go right?
Cam Hayward, Quentin Nelson.
Okay.
Cam Hayward, Quentin Nelson. We have to win that matchup. If not, it puts way too much stress on our linebackers who are more of the smaller, undersized, quick variety. And it makes my safeties be exposed to too much negativity. They're going to have their fair share of one-on-one making a tackle on Jonathan Taylor regardless in just a regular base defense or regular, just football, right? You can do your job, and there are certain things schematically that it just is going to end with this running back on that safety. And you got to win that. But you can mitigate that. You can make it where it's only 3 to 4 times. Now you start having guys in the wrong gap, right? The 2 guys, 1 holding that we've joked about. When that starts happening, that's an added one-on-one. And instead of it necessarily being on the sideline where it's more condensed and that guy can kind of use the sideline as his additional helper, now that thing is hitting in between the hashes. Now it's sitting in between numbers to hash. It's just way more field over there. And that's the thing that you want to protect against. Typically, the only time you're dealing with that is on a blitz. But everybody already knows that, so you know how we're going to play it aggressively. When it's a blown assignment in the trenches, now it's things sitting downhill in the middle of the field. And it's just too much space for those guys, man, to try to make that play. So that's the matchup that I would say I'm most concerned with, and that I would say we have to win the most in order for us to feel confident in this thing, man. Because like I said, if they get that going, it's a wrap. Because once the pressure starts, good luck. Yeah. You're not going to play too high versus look. And now we're asking these same rotational new secondary pieces to have to guard down the grass versus some of the dudes that have at least this year been showing more consistency making those plays. So I just think that you'll put them in too much of a bind there. So that's what I would say for me. What about you?
I think it's going to be our offense's ability to score points, because I think that if we, one thing I think I learned maybe about this team when we were playing the Bengals is they didn't want to give us the ball back because they know we have Aaron Rodgers. And I think that if we can score points, because they're going to score points, right? So they're going to score points. And if we don't score points, it doesn't matter. But if they're scoring points and we're scoring points and we're almost matching it, because now it becomes, I feel like they have more pressure than we do. Nobody expects us to win. Nobody really expects us to do anything. And so I think if we are able to score points, I put a little bit of the blame in that Packers game on this offense. And I know a lot of people didn't like it, and I know a lot of people didn't appreciate it because it was all the defense's fault. The offense, though, was the one that was turning the ball over. The offense was the one that was kicking the field goals. The offense was the one that could move the ball properly. So, in my opinion, the offense has to score points. Like it's unacceptable at this point to not score points. We have to. Like, and if we score points too, hopefully that means too, our defense is on the sidelines, resting, recovering. And so I think to me, it's going to be that. And I would love like a special team, something or another. Like I would love like a special teams turnover or like a punt return where it goes back to the 35, like something. Because I think this team needs a spark.
Can I get a block one of these times? Man? What's up with a block out here, man? Block me something, man.
Nothing sparks you like it. There's a couple of things in football that I feel like spark the whole team.
Yeah.
One of them is like a pick six because it's just crazy, right? It's just crazy. And the other one is like a special teams play. A big return or something that kind of just gets them going. I don't know. I mean, you were at the game. I just feel like we couldn't we were going, but we were just like barely go. We weren't I don't
Yeah.
know. It just doesn't look like
I'm with you.
electric. It just looks
We need
like,
splash.
we need
Splash.
Give us
Give
an
us splash. We
explosion.
want splash.
Give us an
We want splash.
explosion.
Okay, that's what we want. Please help us out.
Give
Pretty
us something.
please.
So yeah, anyway, so that's
Jeez.
what I would say is I know I think I'm seeing a pattern in this defense. And if I know who this defense is, the offense has to score. And so I'll just say that. If the defense happens to be better, fantastic. But the offense still has to score because I think the Colts are going to score points.
There it is. We're on the same page with it. We are for sure on the same page there. I like it. We got a couple. Look. After this Sunday, look. I'm sure this game is going to happen, and something is going to happen that's going to cause us to argue. Something, okay. Look, I'm waiting on the show. I'm waiting on the show.
I can't wait. It's going to be terrible because when I argue, I laugh, and you're going to be like, "Wait, are we arguing? Is it?
It's going to happen. All right, it's going to happen. I can feel it. It has to happen, right? It always does.
Yes.
But you know, it's just not today. It's not today. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. We did get a couple super chats in here, so I do want to get those before we get up out of here. All right. But eventually we're gonna argue. Eventually. But shout out to Justin Gordon. He says, play GM halfway Thursday. Biggest draft needs for 22. Oh, okay. Play general manager halfway. So just for a second on Thursday, what would you say is our biggest draft needs for the upcoming draft for 2026? I like how I was a little premature with this, man, because I'm like, is Rodgers under contract coming back or is he not? Because if he's under contract, well, then, yeah, I got other areas that I would look at.
God, we have
wide
to
receiver, wide receiver and corner. Okay. I'm looking at both of those spots because I need to get a little younger. Because obviously Darius Slay is one of our guys, but he's a veteran, super older, and Corey Trice unfortunately keeps getting hurt. Right. So I'm looking to bring in another piece to give me some youth there. But yeah, if Rodgers isn't on the roster or in the contract, then yeah, it starts with quarterback in all capital bold print, because you see the difference of when you have one that can do it at a high level versus one that's trying to show that maybe one day in life they will eventually be able to do that more than for just 1 or 2 games. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. What would you say? What would you put your biggest need as?
God to come save us. No, just kidding. When he first said that, I was like, if there was a fast, decent, amazing linebacker, I would love it. I don't think we would do it. But if there was somebody that in this season, like at the end of the college season, we were like, oh my gosh, like if he falls to us, we are getting him ASAP. I would love to get that, because I think we're weak there, and I've been saying it since the all season, and I'm waiting to kind of be wrong, but that would actually be my pick. Like I would love a linebacker, but I wouldn't be mad at like corner or anything like that either. But I would love that. I would love that, because I think you can get a receiver and all of that like in the second round and the third round. So I would love a linebacker.
I like it. Let's go. Shout out to the GM in action, man. All right. But like I said, we still got plenty of season left, man. Because y'all see, we weren't even holler about the safeties or secondary 2 weeks ago. And then it was like, hey, man, we need a guy. All right, get a guy. So let's find out, man. All right. And then the final super that came in was, actually, we had another one. Excuse me on that one. But shout out to Tyler from the 334. He says, is it possible that our guys up front lost the spark they had after carrying the team since 2022? Or are we playing possum till December to unleash OD? He said with all caps too, just throwing it out there. That was for you. He ain't capping for me. Yeah. I'm cool on that.
It's not capital for you.
Yeah, that was me. Yep. But in terms of the question, I would love for it to just be they're playing possum till December. I would love that. I think that's like the best case scenario. And that's what we like to do, man. When things aren't making sense with the people that we feel like they should make sense with, we start looking for, maybe it was an alien. Maybe the UFO took their bodies and their talent and just swapped it out with lesser than versions. Maybe that's what's going on. But I do think it's not necessarily that they lost a spark. I think it's a mix of age. I think it's a mix of teams scheming against them. I think it's a mix of them not necessarily playing their most consistent brand of ball, because TJ still made plays in this Packers game. He still, is hitting folk, making TFLs. Cam Hayward still makes plays, right? But in terms of the level of plays that we are expecting based on their pay, that they do have to improve. That is what we are paying them 40, 30, 20 plus million
Yeah.
for. Not to just do their job, to
Right.
be the force multipliers,
To be
right?
exceptional.
And
Yes.
for every M that you get, that's how many players you're accounting for. When we think about what a vet minimum player would cost or what a Pro Bowl player would cost on average, you do the math, and that's what these contracts are reflecting. That's the mindset. So I don't think, like I said, man, that they've lost a spark because they were so tired or they feel scorned. It's like, man, we do all the heavy lifting, now y'all gotta carry us. And I don't think it's that, and I definitely don't think it's them playing possum, but I do think it's the combination of that, and also coaching matters too. To a degree, you can holler about, man, we want better this, better that. All of it goes into it, right? When you're not playing well, when you're not tackling, when you're not producing, all of that is a part of it. So you throw all of that into why it looks the way that it looks with that group right now, man, from my perspective. And
Yeah.
then, my bank.
No, I just want to guys. Sometimes people just aren't playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're just not playing well. I mean, sometimes it's just not working. And this isn't happening, but we could say TJ Watt is doing what he's supposed to do and he's playing good, but then the guy next to him kind of isn't holding up his end of the bargain. So it's like making TJ Watt look like sometimes it's just not working. And that's where we're at right now. And we have to acknowledge that because when it starts working, we can go, oh yeah, that just wasn't working. Like, okay, these are our guys. Like, hey guys, welcome back. It's like we're the freaking Monstars at this point.
Absolutely.
It's like all our powers have been taken away right now. And sometimes it's okay to just admit we're just not playing well. It's just not good enough. It's just, that's the answer. It's just not good enough.
It's literally that. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, man, it's not an excuse thing, but it's just context. But also the context doesn't mean overreaction.
Yeah,
it's just like, we can identify, we can acknowledge it, still not be necessarily over the moon about it, but also not, doom and gloom about it either. All right. So shout out.
Right now.
But we got the final super chat just pulled up. Shout out. I do see it, bro. I see you, Jawa.
No D.
Oh Lord, oh Jesus. Let's see what my man has to say over here. Okay, shout out. You know it's always love too. All right, let's go. No, we can't be thinking like that, y'all. No, they're not going to score points. We're going to win. Our defense, lowercase defense, so that must be for me right here, doing their job, showing better awareness. You know what? I agree as well. Okay, so shout out to that. I agree. Shout out to the bro Barry. One time for the coach. If you know, you know. But yes, man, I'm with you. We're speaking positive. We're pitching a shutout this week. All right. No more of this negativity. No more. We're just giving them points. They're just gonna score. Or realism or logic. We're not doing any of that. We're using false bravado. We're using machismo. Okay. That's what we're using. Yeah.
It's not bad when a team score it's okay. Like sometimes when you're watching the game and a team scores a touchdown, you're supposed to go, that's okay. We're going to recover. Like let's it's okay.
We're pitching shutouts. We're winning 50-0.
Oh,
Victory formation. That's what this week is. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
You know what?
The standard's the standard.
You're right.
Jeez.
You're right. The standard is to win differently than everybody else in the NFL.
The standard's the standard. 50-0. Stop playing. Yeah.
You're right. We got this. We are the best ever. We're going to win against the Colts.
With like DJ Khaled and folks. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Before halftime, we are going to beat the Colts. And then halftime, we are putting in our backups. And we are going to see Will Howard come in and take over.
Like, come on now.
For the team.
Yeah.
And what? He's going to get 6 sacks
in the first quarter
because Garrett got 5 last week. Yeah, Garrett got 5 last week. TJ's better. Yeah. So this game, he's getting 6 sacks. How about that?
Let's go.
For positivity.
Let's go. Straight like that. So that's the energy that we got. That's how we rolling, okay? We feel good about it. We feel good. On the back end of this thing, though, before we do get up out of here, anything left that you got? Final statement before we go, get ready for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a scary weekend. Hopefully it's a fun weekend, not a scary
weekend. I'm a fembot, so I'm already in costume. So I'm good. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go outside now with my bag. And I'm like, hi, I'm fake. This isn't a real person. This is AI, actually. Can you put some candy in the bag? The big chocolate bars. I like chocolate.
Jesus.
If you have nuts, Mr. Goodbar is my favorite. So see, all of you people. Okay?
Yeah, get
Mr.
your
Goodbar.
minds out the gutter. See,
Mr.
get your
Goodbar
minds out the
is
gutter.
Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah,
Is my favorite.
yeah.
And the turtles. I'll eat the turtles. The caramel with the pecans, with the chocolate. Anyway, I could talk about candy all day long. So I would say final words is we got this.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be pretty. The teams I cheer for never have to win pretty. Ever. I'm okay with that. All I need you to do is win. We'll come and nitpick it later. But all I need for you is to win. So I don't care if you kick the ball in the last play and somehow we fall in the end zone and we win. I don't care if it's 50-0. I don't care, right? I don't care if we lose every statistical measurement and the only way we win is just because we happen to win. I'll take that. So that's all I want.
Let's go.
Well, win. That's it. That's my final thoughts. I just want to win.
You heard what she said. Man. That's it. Just win. That's all we got to do. All right. That's all we got to do. Appreciate you again, man. This is always a vibe, man. Always a vibe. You came in from the top rope too, man. Shout out to you for that.
I came in a little hot.
Always a blast. She was like, y'all know what? Here I come. So shout out. Okay?
It's okay.
But we appreciate that. Always brings a nice element to the show, man. All right. So like I said, and if y'all want more of her as well when she's not over here, make sure y'all hit her up on her channel as well at Really Flawed Football, okay, on YouTube. And on social media, make sure to show her love, subscribe, like, do all of that. And if you're feeling froggy, you want to be a member with her, join her membership too. All right. But y'all see, man, we be tapped in, we be locked in, man. If y'all want to see more of her over here, y'all know she got post-game reaction. And we back in the building on, I believe it should be Tuesday. I haven't looked at the schedule, but it should be Tuesday for Victory Formation. So super excited about that as well. But with that being the case, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe out there. And until next time, baby. Peace.
Bye.